Hey you guys, this is a get ready with me chit chat. There are some things I've been wanting to get off my chest, just some things that have kind of been on my mind lately. And I know this video doesn't have an intro, so you'll have to excuse me. I know I'm probably up here looking crazy, but I know everybody is with the 2017 hype and they're like, oh, it's time to start fresh and this, that, and the third. But honestly, that's how I feel. I feel like I've been saying a lot of, okay, 2017 is time to level up and I gotta level up, and I've been just wearing that out. Oh, I have to level up, it's 2017. But it's so true. That's really how I feel. I feel like I've said in some of my previous videos, like the New Year's resolution video, there are some things that I want to do, some things that I haven't done, some things that I haven't been able to do, and I feel like this is the time to do it. Like, I'm just over waiting. Not saying that I'm not going to be patient, but you know, just keep pushing things aside. And you know, basically I don't want to put off for tomorrow things that I can do today. And I want the same for the people in my life. And I really want to, my forehead looks so shiny, I really want to look forward to doing the things that I believe in and searching and trying to reach for some of the goals that I have and some of the goals that I have had. I follow Tony Gaskins on Instagram and I love his videos, The Minute of Wisdom, and I watch them every day, and he always says something that's inspirational to me, and sometimes it really just hits home and kind of knocks me off my feet almost. I'm like, wow, you know, that's kind of like confirmation for what I've been feeling or what I feel like I need to do. And so I know that there are some things in my life this year already that have caused me to have to start over, and I want to address that starting over is never easy. I don't care who it is or what you're doing, starting over isn't easy. It's not easy to do at all, and it's scary. Trying to start over is so scary. You're like, you know, where do I go? Sometimes when you're getting ready to start over, you're like, I don't even know how to start over. I don't even know where I'm going or what to do. And it's so easy to feel stuck. You're like, okay, well, I'm comfortable. I'd rather just do this, play it safe. You know, it's easy for us to start playing things safe. We're like, oh, well, I've been doing this for this long and I want to do something else, or I know what my dreams are, but this is what's working for me, so I'll just stick with this until. And then you look around and it's another year has gone by and you haven't done the things that you wanted to do. You haven't reached for any goals or anything because you got stuck, you got afraid, and it was easy to be stuck. So I feel like this year I don't want to be stuck, and I don't want the people in my life to be stuck and stagnant and complacent and comfortable. And I feel like this time I'm willing to move even if it makes me uncomfortable, because I want to go towards the things that are going to really make me happy. And if that means being uncomfortable for a while, then I'll just have to rock with that, because I gotta get moving. 2017 isn't waiting for anybody. It's not waiting for me. It's not waiting for you. So I just feel like it's time to get a move on things. So that's what I plan to do. And negative things, like negative situations, you can turn negative situations into a positive situation like in a millisecond. It seems like the hardest thing to do, but it can be done. Like, it's not impossible to turn your negative into a positive. You know, you have to be able to take negative experiences in life. Like, if I had not been the type of person who can turn negative into positive, I would have been so messed up like such a long time ago. Because, not to sound bad, but my whole life has kind of been a negative, or could have been a negative, had I not been able to turn negative into positive. And I don't, you know, praise myself. I do thank God for being able to do that, because Not everyone has the ability to do that, and I don't know if it has something to do with their belief or their belief in themselves or what, but I've just been able to do that, and I thank God so much for it, because I could have thrown in the towel so long ago, like, and sometimes it just seems like, oh, there's just one bad thing after another. It just goes from bad to worse. And it's not easy facing one setback after another setback after another setback, but we just got to keep going. And so when you're able to turn a negative into a positive, I mean, it starts with your attitude. If you are facing negative things and you have such a negative attitude about it, then that thing is going to stay negative in your life. If you go ahead and have a positive attitude about it, you can turn it around. Like, even if the situation itself doesn't turn around immediately, your attitude about it makes all the difference. You can suffer and beat yourself up about it and cry about it and whine and complain, and it will never change. Or you can accept it, decide what you're going to do to fix it. You don't have to accept being in a negative situation. That's what gives you the energy and the know-how to go ahead and change it, because you're not just accepting it. It's not like, oh, well, this is just the way it is, this is the way it's supposed to be. No, you have to try to do your best to change it, and I promise you'll get out what you put in. So if you put 110% into something, into changing something, you can do it. And it's so hard at first. It's not easy to go ahead and move on or to start over. Nobody likes starting over. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I admit that. And I mean, I know the feeling. Like, there have been times, you know, people really just don't know. Like, people really just don't understand. And they're like, well, how can you be so positive? You know, well, I just don't feel that way, or things just don't work like that for me. No, things can work like that for you. It's not like you just have a cloud of bad luck hanging over you. And I know sometimes it feels like that, but you have to keep going. Like, y'all, there have been times where I've been so down and out. Like, I mean, even as a young kid, I remember, like, you know, looking in the phone book, I'm like, well, something's got to change. I don't have enough money. I'm not able to do the things I need to do. And I remember looking in the phone book as like a 14, 15-year-old, and I was like, I'm gonna find houses to clean. So I got in the phone book and I called numbers in my local area. And it was so weird. I was like, I'm gonna call people who seem like they have a husband, you know, like a husband and a wife, like a married couple. And so I did that, and I just sat at the kitchen table and dialed numbers randomly. And I was like, hi, I'm Selena, and I specialize in house cleaning and babysitting and things like that. And so all the numbers I called, I came across this one couple, and she was an older lady, I'll say 40, and she was like, yeah, I need a housekeeper. And so I was like, okay. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even have a car. My family didn't have a car, so I wouldn't have had a way to get there. But she was like, well, I can come and pick you up. So every other Saturday, she used to come and pick me up. And I would clean her house. She had a son, like a teenage son. He was older than me. And I would just clean their house. And I did that for a while. And she would bring me back home, drop me off, pay me or whatever. And I just realized that if you don't have like a hustler's mentality, like I will make something out of nothing, you will have a very hard time getting through life, because it's not easy, and you're not going to always have an opportunity to just knock on your door and present itself to you. Sometimes you have to get out there and search. And I knew nothing about cleaning up people's houses. Like, I had no idea. I mean, and my mom, she used to do stuff like that though, so she gave me advice about it. But I just went out on a whim, and I was like, I'm going to do this. And I mean, just several times I can remember, you know, having to walk to work or getting an after-school job when I was in high school, when all of my friends were able to, you know, just hang out after school. You know, there was this first job I got, I worked at churches. And I mean, I'm not going to go on and on about it, but my point is, you have to be willing to take chances, and you have to be willing to do things that you don't always want to do things that you're not comfortable with. And I contribute those situations and those setbacks that I've had and those experiences to me being able to be so resilient in life now as a young woman. You know, there's so many things that I have faced, and there's so many situations that I just felt like, oh my gosh, there's no way. But I've been able to be resilient, and I've been able to get through things and get over things. And I think it's because nothing has never really been easy for me anyway. And I'm sure there are a number of people who feel the same way, but things just haven't been a cakewalk, you know, and that's fine. You know, I don't cry about it. I know everything I've gone through is what has helped make me who I am. And if I hadn't gone through those things, there's no way I would be the Selena that I am today, because those situations and setbacks and experiences and lessons, that's what has made me who I am. That's why I have the morals that I have. That's why I have the values that I have, because I've learned along the way what I like, what I don't like, what I can tolerate, what I can't tolerate, how to get past certain things. And of course, prayer. Like, there's always prayer. There's no way in the world I could be as positive as I am if I didn't have a prayer life or a spiritual life. And that has gotten me over so many times, because it's not easy. And if you don't have something, an outlet, you'll run yourself crazy. Like, you'll go crazy, because you have to have that thing that balances you out. And you can't be afraid to let go and move forward. I mean, not everything that is in your life is meant to be there forever. And the sooner we figure that out, the sooner the better off we'll be, because as humans, we like to hold on to things forever and ever and ever, and we think, oh, I have this good thing, I have to hold on to it forever. And that good thing may have only been good for you know, a certain amount of time. I'm just scratching my nose. And you have to be willing to let things go. It's not easy, and moving forward is so hard. But when you know there are better things to come, it makes it that much more easy, because you know that there's more out there. And I feel like sometimes I jump, and I know this conversation is so random, but I'm just speaking on how I feel. I feel like sometimes I jump from one thing to another. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to work on doing this, I'm going to do this and do that. And I just go from one thing to another sometimes. I'm kind of like a jumper. And a part of me gets nervous sometimes. I'm like, why am I'm always like doing this or doing that, and I go from one thing to another. But then I realize, I mean, that's a part of what makes me who I am. I don't get complacent, and I always want to strive for more. And I've always been that way. Like, my grandma, she'll tell you, she'll be like, you know, you've always been that way. You've always wanted to do more. And she's like, you deserve more. You deserve the best, you know. And my family is really supportive. And like I said, I know that I have to give 110% in order to get that back. I can't expect to get 100% back of what I want on my return if I haven't even put that much into it. So it's wise to do your best in everything you do. And like, your works speak for themselves. Like, you don't have to go on and on proving to people who you are, what you stand for, because things you do and the way you carry yourself, it'll speak for itself. And people will know that, like, hey, that girl's about her business, or that guy's about his business. And there's nothing wrong with having fun, but you just have to be sure about what you want. And I know in life, nothing is really certain. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, but you just have to go for what you know. And it's important to surround yourself with people who, I've said this in previous videos, you know, who have some of the similar goals and dreams as yourself. Because if you surround yourself with people who are stagnant and lazy and just don't have any goals and aspirations, you will become that person. I do believe that you are who you hang around, and the things that you give the most of your attention to become the things of your life. And if you don't watch it, you will find yourself in a messed up situation, not to blame anyone else, but because other people's energy and spirits and vibes have rubbed off on you. And I feel like you have to go with your gut. Like, if something is telling you to do something or not to do something, or to leap, I mean, I feel like the first mind is almost always on point, because you know how you feel and you know what you want and what you like. And your first mind, to me, is a way of you communicating with the universe. Like, that's the opportunity for you to not be psychic, but know things without actually knowing things. Like, your first mind is going to tell you, you know, hey, don't do that. And I guarantee you, if you guys think back and you're like, of all the times that I didn't follow my first mind, I've come around and been like, something told me not to do such and such, or something told me to do so and so. and you just wish that you had went with what you felt at first. That's the same way I feel about my first mind and how I feel about my gut and your gifts. Like, God is giving everybody gifts. Some of us have had a hard time knowing what those gifts are. But if you have a gift and you know what your gift is, your talent, you should use it, because I feel like God is giving it to you to be able to speak to the world and to be able to share it to help other people. And I've said in previous videos, some people have a hard time knowing what their talent is, and it's frustrating not to know. You're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Where's my place in life? But if you just pray about it and you really listen and take a look within yourself, I think you'll be able to find it, and you'll know, well, hey, this is what I really think I should do. The thing that keeps coming up to you, the thing that keeps crossing your mind, it's crossing your mind for a reason. And if you don't know what that reason is, pray about it, and I promise you, you'll figure it out. But don't be afraid. It's so easy to be afraid. I've done this for so long, and I've been doing this for so long, and I'm scared to try something new. I'm scared to do something different. But you cannot be scared, y'all. And it's easier said than done, but you can't be afraid. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. It's not easy. Life is not easy, but trust, everything that you've gone through and that you're going through, it's just making you stronger and better. And don't be afraid to level up. Don't be afraid to level up and make those changes and do the things that you need to do to take your life, your career, your relationships, to take those things to the next level. And if in your gut you feel like, I know, like, this is not for me, whether it's a relationship, a job, don't be afraid to let it go. And I know you can't just go out there and everybody's like, I'm quitting my job, I'm quitting this, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not saying do that, but you'll know exactly what I mean. So that's just how I feel. And I watch Tiara Walker a lot. I follow her on YouTube. She's so adorable, first of all, and I just feel like I can relate to her so much, because I just get a vibe from her that she's so real. Like, she just tells it how it is, and she's so down to earth, and it's really inspirational to me. Oh my gosh, I got mascara on my nose, I'm about to die. That's so inspirational to me. I mean, I'm all for any woman, especially Black women, who are pursuing their dreams and who's interested in making their life better, improving the quality of their life. And sometimes you just have to jump. It's scary, I know, but sometimes you just have to jump. And there's so many of us who are afraid to jump, which is understandable. But like her, she is so inspirational to me, because she's another young Black woman, and she's doing, y'all saw me about to lick my fingers. She's a young Black woman who's doing phenomenal things, and I have no reason but to be proud of her. Like, I can't be anything else. Any woman, anybody who's doing something, I'm like, how are you proud of her? People probably like, you don't know that girl. But I am proud of her, because I'm proud when anyone who is pursuing their dreams is happy in doing that. And I mean, you can't take that away from a person. You cannot take that away. We're kind of rambling, but I was just speaking on how I feel and what I think, and hopefully it was inspirational to somebody. Don't give up. If you feel whatever it is, if you feel unfulfilled and you don't feel like it's going in the direction that you want or the direction that you need, or if it's not adding value to your life, then let it go. It's not the easiest thing to do, but let it go, guys. Just let it go. That's what you have to do. Oh. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys again soon. And I'm also going to do videos. I'm going to try to do them every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm going to try to do a piece of advice video. And if you're interested in that, stay tuned and come to my channel and look for that. I'm really going to dedicate more time to my YouTube videos and be more consistent. And I have been being pretty consistent, but this, like, since 2017 started, I did that one video and I haven't done another one. But let me know what you guys like. If you like to get ready with me chit chats, or if you would like the piece of advice every Tuesday, just touching on different subjects, just let me know. Drop comments down below. If you're interested in what you saw today, subscribe so that you can see more. Thank you so much for your attention and your time today. Thank you for giving me 18 to 22 minutes of your time. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I love you guys, and I will see you guys right here next week. So until then, don't forget to smile. Bye.